Everyone has a story. The automotive world is surrounded by some of the most passionate people on the planet. There's builders, collectors, and craftsmen who all have something to tell. I'm Brad King, and this is Stories in Steel. Now, you can't tell me we're out here giggling doing this. I mean, if Ford sends you a car and you're hacking it up, this is awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of people would go, "What are you doing?" To a hot rod guy, I'm going, "Yeah, I'd be all over that.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, I'd cut one up."
Yeah. Well, the neighbors, same with the Oldsmobile. When I pulled a car in the garage and I did it with the door open, I started cutting up a brand new car. You know, everybody was like, "Oh, they all moved away."
Okay, well, now we got to talk about the T-Bird. This is the iconic car of your collection. I mean, it honestly is.
Yeah. I guess if the 79 Mustang and the Olds didn't put us on the map, this one you could say did. I guess to where people actually remembered our names. That guy and Debbie Hayes. So.
How old were you when you decided this is something you kind of wanted to?
I was 19 years old, and I didn't think I'd go this direction at all. I didn't know nothing about striping. What I knew about striping was I saw it in cars, but I didn't know how they did it. I don't know who did it. I knew nothing about it. Back in the day, there was these World of Wheels car shows here, and I went and I saw a striper there, and I was blown away because I was going to be an art teacher. And I went to this car show and I saw a striper there, and that's when I first saw it. I said, "That's what I want to do." I didn't know if I'd do it for a living. I didn't know guys even made a living doing it. I go, I want to do that as a hobby, whatever. I wanted to do that. It was so cool. As you can see, I'm a white wall, less lead kind of guy. My 36 is a hot rod. This is a custom. My Merc is a custom. And I want it flame front to back so I wasn't scared. I go, there's the striper right there. And I pulled up and it paid off. It's like a rolling billboard for me. Because a buddy of mine, which is an old school striper artist, Gary Crisp, is the guy that painted that car. And we both laid out the flames, but he did the spraying and I just outlined the flames, And I had 8 hours in it.
Actually, I'll tell you the truth, I probably started collecting when I was as early as 5 years old, 5, 6 years old.
So what was your thing? I mean, what did you start with? What was your?
My mom always worked at a restaurant. She was always a cashier, and she knew a lot of the people that owned car agencies in Long Beach. And these guys liked my mom and stuff. They became friends. And she would always give me the little promo 1/125th scale promo cars, and that kind of got me started. And then, as I got a little older, I started collecting building model cars. And trucks. Like I say, I don't want to leave stuff in boxes. Right. Nobody can enjoy it. I can't enjoy it. That's the thing about collecting, especially when you collect advertisement. Anything to do with transportation, restaurant. I even collect menus from all the old car hop places and stuff.
When did you realize that you wanted to start playing with the sheet metal and the fabrication into things? When was that part of your deal?
I kind of got exposed to this real early on. This has not been my career until I retired, and I've been retired 18 years now. Didn't probably realize really the full extent of it was my dad was involved with a car that ran at Bonneville and El Mirage in the 50s. It was owned by Jim Coburn. My dad was part of the pit crew. And I used to go down there with my dad while the guys were working on it in the shop. And Jim, to a little kid, he seemed like a giant, a great big guy. And he was gas welding the aluminum nose he had built for the race car.
Why did you become an automotive artist and not do architecture or not do wildlife? What made you want to get into illustration? So it's kind of a loaded question.
That's a really loaded question, yeah. Love cars. And that's right about the time I got involved with like Troy from Rad Rides by Troy. Right. And the rest was history.
So you did a few cars with him.
Did a couple, yeah. Did a couple really cool things. I got to work on George's Torino,
right,
which was a great deal that kind of got dropped right in my lap at the perfect time. Did the nailed Buick, and got to work with with another great artist, Ryan Root, and put together the Model A for Mariani.
Now, drawing cars, just sketching cars when you first started doing it, to actually designing something that would be a usable product, something you could actually drive. I would imagine the little engineering background would help you understand a little bit of if it's going to work or not.
Oh, big time. And as far as having the engineering background, that was great. I think I was better served having worked in the collision industry. So if you combine formal training with some hands-on work, when it came time to design something, my brain was working, I think, a little different than the average artist was. So when I'd come to the table, I don't think half the builders knew what to do with me.